D.Va is a professional gamer, obviously. She's also a playable character in Overwatch, and normally we don't think too hard about that. But there's something very strange about this, because D.Va isn't just a video game character. In the Overwatch universe, she's an actual person, along with basically every other character in Overwatch. So technically, if D.Va got inside her mecha, opened up a computer, and started playing Overwatch, she could potentially play as D.Va, right? And that raises a very important question. Could D.Va play Overwatch while another player is already playing D.Va in Overwatch? Because if the answer is yes, then we have officially created dvaception. The first thing we need to establish is whether D.Va would even know how to play a video game in the first place. And luckily, this is probably the easiest part of the question, as in D.Va's story, she is obviously, before she even turned into an Overwatch character or whatever, she of course was a gamer, right? She's a competitive gamer, obviously. So if we told D.Va, hey, here's a computer, here's Overwatch, have fun, she wouldn't be confused. She probably would be better than half the people playing Overwatch at the game, you know what I'm saying, dude? So we're already off to a pretty decent start here. D.Va knows how to game. So the real question is, would Overwatch actually exist for her to play in the Overwatch universe? This is where things get complicated. From our perspective, Overwatch is obviously a video game, but from D.Va's perspective, the Overwatch heroes are real people. Reinhardt is real, Tracer is real, Genji is real, D.Va is real. So imagine D.Va booting up Overwatch and going to the character select screen. She'd see all of these characters and then she'd see herself. Imagine being D.Va and hovering over your own character. You're looking at a video game version of yourself while you are currently sitting there as the real you. And then you select yourself. This is where reality kind of starts falling apart a little bit. So let's just say D.Va actually starts the match, obviously. She selects D.Va, the game loads, and now D.Va is controlling a digital version of herself while she is physically sitting inside her actual mecha. And remember, we, as the player, right, we picked that D.Va sitting inside her mecha with the computer or whatever, playing as another D.Va, right? So we are controlling the D.Va who's controlling another D.Va, right? So there are two different people controlling two separate entities almost. So the player controls the D.Va, right? D.Va controls another D.Va, and then the D.Va somehow is involved here. I think the playable D.Va is involved, and then the mecha is also involved, right? So we got a player D.Va mecha thing going on, and somehow all this could theoretically happen at the same time, somehow. But let's take this one step further. D.Va doesn't necessarily have to play as herself. She could pick literally anyone. So we could have D.Va sitting inside her mecha, being controlled as, we are. We are controlling that D.Va, right? So that D.Va that we are controlling is playing Overwatch, and let's just say, for example, she's playing as Reinhardt, right? So while we're playing D.Va and controlling that D.Va, who's the one sitting inside her mecha, is controlling Reinhardt. And at this point, we've kind of gone beyond a video game. Now, this is more like a psychological experiment. Now, this is some real stuff happening. But there's only one thing that can completely ruin this experiment, and it's the fact that D.Va would actually need to have access to Overwatch. And we don't really know if Overwatch exists as a video game in the Overwatch universe, which means this entire theory depends on one massive assumption. But if we accept that Overwatch does exist as a game, then there's basically nothing stopping D.Va from playing it. She's a gamer. She's capable of operating technology far more complicated than a gaming PC. And there's nothing about the concept itself that would make it impossible. So theoretically, the answer to this question should be yes. D.Va could theoretically be sitting inside her mecha playing Overwatch as D.Va, while we are simultaneously playing D.Va while D.Va is playing D.Va. So the next time you lose a game because your D.Va is doing absolutely nothing, just remember she might literally be playing Overwatch in game.